Hello student. So in the last class I finished with the S block element. So next we have the P block elements here. So this is a continuation of S block element, that is the periodic in the periodic properties. S, P, D, F, these all are the uh, normal topic with the periodic properties. So the continuation here, after the S block we have the P block. This is also very simple chapter. This one also you already studied in your P level. Okay, that is the chapter 2.2 P block elements here. So normally the P block element, they are called 13 group element. So 13 group element is the beginning of the P block here. In the periodic table you can easily understand here. So as we discussed, this is the first block. That is the first two blocks are S block element, and in the middle we have the transition elements. So there is the D block elements, and then next after the S block and D block, so 13. So why it is 13 into the beginning of P block? It is in 13 because the first two are S block. So two orbitals are filling here. And then in the D block we have 10 elements. So here 10 elements. 10 plus 2, there's a 12 elements are filling up to here. And after that we have the P block here. So this is the P block element. And here the 13th group, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. So these all are the P block elements, and last one is noble gases or inert gases. So this is about the P block in the periodic table. So first one, the group 13, that means in the periodic table first we are going to study the first block of P block element. So that is the 13th one, and then there is the boron family, we normally call boron family, and then carbon family, nitrogen family, oxygen family, and fluorine or halogen family here. So we are considering in the blocks. Block means this one, this already you know. So they have the similar properties. So because of this reason we are studying on the basis of their family here. Family means boron family means this is the continuous block we are studying. Okay, so first block of P block elements. So that is a 13 group element. So here group 13 of the periodic table consists of 5 elements. There is a boron, aluminum, gallium, indium and thallium. So here up to thallium we have 5 elements here. And then the first in the beginning normally we study about the electronic configuration, because almost all the properties are depending upon the electronic configuration here. So first electronic configuration, here the number of shells are increases. So you know what is number of shell. There is the first shell, the second shell, like that. So here the number of shells increases, but their outer electronic configuration is same. That means normally the outer electronic configuration is the p orbital with the one electron and s orbital with the two electron. So this is very common, but only shell number of shell changes here. So here P and S. So here D10, after the gallium we have the D orbital. D orbital is introduced after the gallium, but the outer electron, while considering the outer electronic configuration, S and P orbital have the similar electronic configuration. So that means electron numbers here. So S orbital 2 and P orbital is 1. So like this, after the indium we have the thallium. So in the thallium we have the F orbital, D orbital. So both F and D orbital, they are completely filled. So they are completely filled. So because of this reason, their character not alter that much with the introduction of D and F orbital. So in the further slides we can easily understand this concept. So here first electronic configuration, that is first one is boron, okay, with atomic number 5. So first atomic number is 5, then aluminum with the 13, gallium with the 31, and indium with the 49, and thallium with the 81. So this is the atomic number. And then electronic configuration, on the basis of their shell. So electronic arrangement here, first shell have 2 electrons and second shell have the 3 electrons, and like that you can see here. And then ionization potential. So ionization potential means here the energy required to remove outermost electron. So here first one in the boron it is high, it is very high, is 800 here, and then 577 and then 579. So other than the boron, the ionization potential increases here. So down the group ionization potential increases, and then electronegativity character. In the case of boron, it have the high electronegativity. So this is also the anomalous property we already discussed in the beryllium. Same thing here. Boron it acts as a covalent um, ele- element or a covalent atom. So because of its covalent character, so it gives the high electronegative character here. So it has the two electronegative. So exception is only boron, and then the electronegative character also increases down the group here. So 1.5, 1.6, and then so goes on, it increases, electronegativity character increases here. And then this is about the electronic configuration and some of the brief characters of this group. There's the boron family. And then first we have to discuss the ionization energy. So ionization energy, you know that, so we already discussed the first ionization energy of this compound correspond to removal of np1 electron. So here as we observe here, so p orbital, outermost orbital is p with the one electron. So first we have to remove the outermost orbital with the one electron. So the p electron we have to remove, and then this is first ionization energy. And then we have to remove 2 electrons from the s orbital here. Okay, there is a difference between these two. So first ionization energy means what? We are removing first electron. There is the p orbital electron here. So first ionization energy of these elements correspond to removal of np1 electron from ns to np1 configuration. That means in the outer electron configuration ns to np1, we have to remove the first electron. And then second and third ionization energy correspond to removal of ns2 electron. So here after the removal of np1 orbital, because it is the outermost orbital is np p orbital. So after removal of electron from the p orbital, the inner orbital next to the p orbital we have the s orbital. This is the ns orbital. Then we have to remove the inner orbital electrons here. So this is about the ionization energy, the first ionization energy and second ionization energy. And here before going to the ionization energy, the some of the character you have to know. So for example, electron shell. So here electron shell, as I explained, down the group the electron shell increases. Number of electron shell remains same along the period. So along the period here, along the period means this one is along the period, the number of shells remains same. Okay, that means for example shell means I already explained what is shell here. So this first shell, second shell, that means K, L, M, and these are the shell. So in the first, when we go through the along the period, so first shell, the oneness in the first hydrogen and helium. When the second shell, that means second in the second period, we have second shell, there is a 2. Then in the third shell, we have the 3, and then in the fourth shell, we have the new shell, there is a 4. So down the group, number of shells increases. So here we have number 1 first shell here, and then here second shell, and then here third shell, and then here the fourth shell is introduced here. There's a 4s and 4p. Don't confuse with the 3d. 3d is continuation of the third shell, but the new shell is introduced is fourth shell here. Okay, then 5, then 6, like that. The number of shells increases down the group, but along the period, the shell remains constant. So this is the first thing. And then valency electron. So, but the valency electron increases. That means from each successive addition of electron takes place from one group to another. So, when moving from left to right in the periodic table, the electron increases. Successive addition of electron takes place. And then electronegativity, normally the electronegativity increases along the period. Okay, down the group it decreases electronegativity. In some cases, it exceptions are there, but in most of the cases, this already we have discussed. So you have to remember in the P block also. So I am given introduction for that periodic properties, and then electron affinity is also increases along the period. Then ionization energy means electronegativity means what the uh, electrostatic force between the electron and the nucleus increases as the electronegativity increases. That means ionization energy means the removal of electron. As the electronegativity increases, the removal of electron becomes more and tough here. That means it's not so easy to remove the electron from the atom. So ionization energy also increases as the electronegativity increases. So same thing in the case of electron affinity. Then metallic character along the period, metallic character decreases because of electronegativity character increases means metallic character decreases, and non-metallic character increases. Why? The electronegativity character is the main thing for non-metallic character. So as the electronegativity increases along the period, non-metallic property here increases. So these are the main thing. So just go through the property here and here. So down the group, so this already we are discussed. So this is about the ionization energy. So in the color you can easily observe the ionization energy. So here first in the blue color, blue shades means it has a low ionization energy, and if the shade is red means it have the high ionization energy, and in the middle we have the green, the almost we have the blue. That means in the periodic table left side is almost blue, that means with the lower ionization energy here. So because of the metallic character, they are act as a electropositive. Electropositive means what? It donates the electron easily here, that means in this cell. But in the right side of the periodic table, so here it act as a electronegative element, so which have the high electronegative character. So the electronegative character increases means which shows the high ionization energy. So in the color you can easily understand. So here some of them are colorless, and that means the research are going on the basis of this, and some of them are radioactive. In that cases the ionization energy not matters here in the radioactive element. So the characters are entirely different in the case of radioactive element. So for that atoms we are not give the ionization energy because it split the nucleus itself. So in that cases we can't discuss very easily. So they are in the white color. Just leave that. And here the ionization energy. So you can easily understand. So here boron have the blue color. That means with a high ionization energy as I discussed. So but down the group, what happens? Ionization energy here you can see the color aluminum, gallium, indium, and thallium. So here ionization energy. So just overall in general you can see this picture. But while going through the first group, some of them are have the exceptional character. So in the ionization energy also they have the exceptional character. So this we have to explain, and these are the key points. So you have to remember these key points and you have to explain. So in the exam, so most of them are 2 marks question. For example, ionization energy from boron to aluminum, first thing. But going to aluminum to gallium, value of ionization energy increases because of poor shielding effect. So this is a 2 marks question. Why the ionization energy decreases from boron to aluminum, but increases from aluminum to gallium? This is because of poor shielding effect. Down the group, normally the ionization energy must decreases. But here, the poor shielding effect of d electron. So what is d electron? After the aluminum, after the aluminum, here we have the here we have the gallium here. So here what happens? The aluminum, after the aluminum, next we have the gallium. Before that we have the 3d orbital. So this 3d orbital have poor shielding effect. So it's not easily shields the outermost electron, Because of this reason, what happens? The electron from the outermost orbital have the experience high electrostatic force between the nucleus and the outermost orbital. Because of this reason, what happens? The electron pull towards the center, so ionization energy increases from aluminum to gallium. But in the case of boron to aluminum, what happens? There is no d orbital, so this is vacant here. You can see here from here to here there is no d orbital. So this is very common thing. That means there is no d orbital, there is no effect of shielding of d orbital. So here the boron to aluminum, normally the ionization energy decreases, but aluminum to gallium, what happens? The ionization energy here increases. And in the case of gallium to indium, same thing happens. Here we have only 3d orbital. In the first case of gallium, there is only 3d orbital before the gallium outermost electrons. 3d we have. But in the case of next indium, in the case of indium, here we have, along with the 3d, we have 4d orbitals also. That means there is another d orbital is introduced here. Because of this 2d orbital, the shielding effect is very low, but the electrostatic force of attraction is very much or very large. Because of this reason, the electron flows much more towards the nucleus. Because of this reason, what happens? The gallium to indium, then again the ionization energy increases. Same in the case of thallium, we have 3d orbital, this means 3d, 4d and 5d. Because of the 3d orbital, the shielding effect becomes very low, and then electron pulling is very high here. So because of this reason, indium to thallium also, the ionization energy increases here. So this is the reason. So here, because of poor shielding effect. So this is about the 3d orbital, introduction of 3d orbital. Same in the case of outer electronic configuration of gallium to indium are alike. That means outer electronic configuration are alike. Ionization energy decreases as the increase in size. In case of thallium, due to the 14F electron, the effective nuclear charge increases due to the poor shielding effect. So in the last case, that means here, in the case of thallium, what happens? Indium to thallium, there is also a new orbital is introduced. That is the F orbital. This gap means what? Here there is a F orbital. This F orbital. So it have much more poor shielding effect compared to d orbital. Because of this reason, indium to thallium, the electrostatic force of attraction much more. So because of poor shielding effect, so because of this reason, what happens? Indium to thallium, the electrostatic force of attraction so becomes more and more. So the electrostatic force of attraction becomes more and more here. Then ionization energy increases from indium to thallium, and then these are the different reasons here. So for the first boron to aluminum and aluminum to gallium, the reason is the introduction of 3D, introduce of 3D orbital. And then in the case of gallium to indium and indium to thallium, this is because of the F orbitals, introduce of F orbital, 14F orbital. So both in the both the cases, the reason is different and the shielding effect is common. While we are giving the reason, because of the poor shielding effect in both the cases, but in the first case there is a aluminum to gallium, this is because of 3D effect, 3D electron or 3D orbital. But in the case of indium to thallium, this is because of the poor shielding effect of 14F orbital. So this is the difference. So just compare these two reasons here, and then the first ionization energy of these elements are lower than those of the element of group 2. That means in the ionization energy, what happens? The elements in the lower, the ionization energy is lower than those of the group 2 element. Here, this is due to the fact of the p electron. That means what here? The p electrons are penetrating and less shielded than the s electron. But as I said, the as the energy of the orbital, energy means s orbital, p, d and f, as the energy of the orbital increases, that means s have the lower energy, p have the higher energy, d have the much more higher energy than p, and f have the highest energy. There is a here. So as the energy of the electron increases, their shielding effect becomes less and less here. So what happens in the first two groups? So first two group means here S orbital. Here first group two elements have the S orbital in the outermost orbital. So the electrons are filling to the S orbital. But when the in the case of boron, we come for the boron, the P orbital is start to fill. So the P orbital have a less shielding effect, and so it more penetrating outwards. So here less shielded than the electron. That is the electron being greater distance from the nucleus than the s orbital. So it have the larger size. So it penetrate more away from the nucleus. So here what happens? The ionization energy decreases here, and then this is about the ionization energy. So here